I found my dead father's Facebook profile with photos from last week, and he was at my wedding. I was mindlessly scrolling through Facebook at 2 a.m., the way you do when you can't sleep after fighting with your husband about money, when a suggested friend popped up that made my blood freeze. David Morrison, my father's name, with my father's face. But that was impossible. Dad died in a car crash when I was 12. I'd stood at his grave, thrown dirt on his coffin, spent 15 years believing I was an orphan. The profile picture showed him older, grayer, but unmistakably him. Same crooked smile, same scar above his left eyebrow from when he taught me to ride a bike. I clicked with shaking hands, my laptop screen blurring through sudden tears. The photos made me sick. There he was at a baseball game 3 days ago, wearing a Cubs jersey I'd given him for Father's Day 16 years ago. At a restaurant last Thursday, arm around a woman who wasn't my mother. And then, the one that shattered everything, standing in the back of my wedding reception 2 months ago, partially hidden behind a pillar, watching me dance with my husband. He'd been close enough to touch me, close enough to congratulate me. Instead, he'd hidden like a coward. My dead father had been at my wedding. I screenshotted everything before he could block me. Dozens of photos spanning years of a life I was supposed to believe didn't exist. Then I called my mother. It was 2:30 a.m. Mom, we need to talk. Now. The silence stretched so long I thought she'd hung up. I could hear her breathing, shallow and panicked. You found him, she whispered finally. Found him! Found him! I was screaming, waking my baby. You told me he was dead. I grieved for him. I named my son after him. I've spent thousands on therapy dealing with abandonment issues. Let me explain. You have 5 minutes before I call the police. She came over in her pajamas, looking like she'd aged 10 years in 30 minutes. The truth was worse than I'd imagined. Dad hadn't died in a crash. He'd been arrested for embezzling $200,000 from his company. Instead of facing prison, Mom helped him fake his death and flee to Canada. She thought it would be easier for me to believe he was dead than know he was a criminal who'd abandoned us. The life insurance money? I asked. There wasn't any. I worked 3 jobs to keep us afloat. While I struggled with his death, attended therapy, and built my entire identity around being fatherless, he'd been living 300 miles away under a new name. He'd remarried, had 2 more kids. The wedding photos showed him watching me from the shadows. My mother admitted she told him about it, thinking he deserved to see his daughter get married. How many other moments was he there for? I demanded. Graduation? When Tommy was born? Her silence was the answer. I drove to his address that morning. When he opened the door, he looked terrified and relieved at the same time. Sweetheart, he said, like 15 years hadn't passed, like he hadn't destroyed my childhood. Don't, I said. Just don't. His new wife appeared, younger than Mom, prettier. 2 kids peeked out from behind her legs. His replacement family. I wanted to tell you so many times, he said. I followed your whole life. I'm so proud of who you became. Proud! I laughed bitterly. You watched me grieve you. You let me think I wasn't worth staying for. I handed him an envelope. Inside were divorce papers, not for him, but adoption papers for my stepfather, who'd raised me since I was 14. Sign these, I said. Make it official. You're legally dead to me now. As I walked away, I heard him call my name, the same voice that used to read me bedtime stories, that cheered at my soccer games, that promised to walk me down the aisle someday. I didn't turn around. The woman, his wife, ran after me. Please, she said. He talks about you constantly. He has pictures of you everywhere. He never got over— Good, I cut her off. He shouldn't. That night, I changed my son's name from David to Michael, after the man who'd actually been there. I deleted every photo of my father from my phone, my computer, my life. 2 weeks later, he tried calling. I blocked the number. He sent flowers to my work with a note. I'm sorry isn't enough, but it's all I have. I threw them in the dumpster. Some ghost